Now before I show you this first example, I think it's a good idea to listen to it. So let's check it out with the backing track. I'll play through the entire example 2 times. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this first piece is in the key of A major. So it's a good idea to think about the key center as we move through these string skipping ideas. We're going to start off outlining an A major arpeggio, playing the notes E and C sharp on the high E string, 12th fret to the 9th fret. Now we have the root note A on the 10th fret of the B string. And we're going to jump down to the 11th fret of the D string, and that'll give us the major third C sharp. Now I'm going to play on the 12th fret of the B, 9th fret of the G, 12th fret of the A string. First finger now moves to the 9th fret of the high E, and we're going to slide back from the 9th fret to the 7th fret. Now we're going to jump to the 9th fret of the G string, 10th fret of the B, jump down to the 9th fret of the D string. And we land on a B note, which is a great note to land on as we move to the B minor chord. So here's how the first 2 measures sound. Once again. Now, the third measure is the E chord with G sharp in the bass. And the phrase we're going to play over this chord sounds like this. So I'm going to start with my first finger on the 6th fret of the D string, back to the root note E on the 7th fret of the A string. Now I'm going to hammer on 6 to 9 on the D string, 5 on the B, back to 9 on the D, 7A, 6 on the D. If we put those 8 notes together, it sounds like this. Now we're moving to an A chord. Here's the phrase over the A chord. Starting on the root note A on the 7th fret of the D string, I'm then going to hammer on 6 to 9 on the G string, 5 on the high E string, 9, 7, 5 on the high E, and that'll be with pull-offs. So if I play the third and the fourth measure together, it sounds like this. Now we move to the F sharp chord with A sharp in the bass. And here I'm going to start off on the major third of F sharp, which is A sharp. So I'm going to play on the 8th fret of the D string. Now I'm going to play the root note F sharp on the 9th fret of the A string. Jump to the 6th fret on the G string. 8th fret on the D. So far we've done this. Now jump to the 7th fret of the B string. 9 on the G. Back to 7 on the B. 7 on the G string. And that final note that we're playing on the 7th fret of the G string is played over a B minor chord, and we're going to sustain that for an entire measure. So here's how this phrase sounds like starting from the F sharp chord with the A sharp in the bass. Now our next two measures, we're going to solo over the E over G sharp chord to the A major chord. And our phrase will sound like this. Very similar to the previous phrase, but we're just outlining the chords here. So starting off on the 6th fret of the D, we're then going to play 7 on the A string, 4 on the G, 6 on the D, 5 on the B, 7G, 5B, 6G.